Hello everybody, good evening and welcome back to Valencia, Spain. This is the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. It's game day 1, Group A, and it is the 4th and final battle of the day. Belarus taking on Spain. Well, Spanish fans that have come in to watch tonight, hoping that their team, which is ranked so highly in the world and has had so many memories, can give them some more great memories in this tournament as they host the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. You can see earlier today in Group A, Sweden, very impressive winners over Slovakia. And now it's time for Spain and Belarus, a team that has certainly made plenty of headlines over the last 16 years or so, trading blows. Look at the FIBA World Rankings. Spain up at the top at world number 3, and you know, Belarus perhaps have it all to do coming up against a Spanish team that will not have an Alba Trends. Belarus coming in at world number 11. So clearly a lot of talent. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by another talent, Xenia Stewart. And well, we're just catching our breath from the previous game that went to overtime. Serbia coming from behind with a stunning victory over Italy. And now we have the hosts. So the question is this the host with the most going up against a very talented Belarus team that has a lot of experience?
Well, no doubt this will be another thrilling, exciting game, and also you have to take into consideration after this whole pandemic to have fans back in the building. Let's not take that for granted here. Spanish fans will be up in their feet and willing on their señoritas of the Spanish team. But here we see Belarus. For me, there's Bentley, number 20, point guard, fantastic player, but really the post players, shout out the post for here. 13, Popova is a great strong body, and then the lefty, silent lefty, Anastasia Virenka, thank you, is a fantastic, smooth, calm, collective player. So they'll have their hands full, but I think they have enough to give Spain a little run for their money.
Well, no tomorrow ball day, no Alba Trends, but plenty of talent. You see Sylvia Dominguez, Laya Palau, the great.
Right.
Eleanor Rodriguez.
Right, it goes on.
Has to endure the MVP of the last FIBA Women's EuroBasket.
Very, very true.
And of course, Quirrell Casas, who plays for Valencia Basket, or the Valencia basketball team, that did so well this year to win the EuroCup Women and make it to the EuroLeague Women next year. Laura Gill, she's been around. So yeah, this is a team, Spain, that perhaps could be stronger if Torrens were here, but it's still a strong team.
Correct. It's definitely a strong team, and
have the great Lucas Mondello, who's led them to so many
victories,
important wins over the years. So we're going to have a pause in the commentary for the playing of the national anthems.
Now we listen the national anthem. A continuación mostraremos nuestro respeto escuchando el himno nacional de España.
National anthems have been played, and we'll get a look at the referees for tonight's game. Jelena Tomic from Croatia, Kira Jacobs from Belgium, and Alexandra Stan from Romania. And you know, it's been such a, you alluded to it, it's been such a tough year and a half with the pandemic. Our lives have changed really, and this was supposed to be just this incredible celebration for women's basketball, and especially for Spain. A big thank you. They would have had capacity crowds every single night, but unfortunately because of the pandemic they're not allowed. However, we still have fans, which is the best news. And if you look at Spain's lineup, I'm intrigued to see their starting five. So they're going to go with some experience with Vina, Laia Palau, Leonor Rodriguez, Laura Gil, and Astu Indoor, but also bring experience off the bench in Silvia Dominguez and
sure.
Maria Conde. You know, a lot of talent for Lucas Mondello.
And Indoor is probably, as we see here, going to be the top player to watch. She is the MVP, scoring 14.8 points, shooting 52%, which is a great clip from the field goal, 8.2 rebounds, and yet again the 2019 EuroBasket MVP. So no doubt Spain will try go to her early and often, in my opinion. Down low, she is great. She's long, lean, can get to the basket, great rebounder, and I'm happy. I think I haven't seen Spain in a while, and obviously they're not to their full strength, but they still have key leaders, and they're a world class, and they're the winners of the last EuroBasket, right? So they're trying to defend their championship.
They've won the last two,
right,
and 3 out of the last 4. For Belarus, well, they really hit the map. You go back to EuroBasket 2007, and they got the 3rd place. Ritsikava, Liktorovic, Zioskova, Popova, and Hasper in the starting lineup.
Okay.
So Vera Mayinka will come off the bench, it appears. Teresava as well is a veteran.
And Bentley too will come off.
And yeah, Alex Bentley. And here's Popova, who plays with the powerhouse UMMC Katzenberg team. And her numbers from the last EuroBasket women, the last FIBA Women's EuroBasket.
Yeah, the post players will really lead this game, but they have some good solid guards, and it looks like they've left some power on the bench to sub in, as we see Coach.
No, this is not right, so we'll avoid that one. It's Natalia Trofimova is her name.
Well done, Jeff. You're always on it.
Well, she played for Belarus, and you know, when they hit the map, really they won promotion with Natalia Marchenka, with Yelena Lushenka, with Vera Mayinka. You know, Trofimova was also in that team back in 2007, which had just won promotion and got 3rd place at the EuroBasket in Italy. And then, of course, they came within seconds of making it to the final of the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2010. They played at the Olympics in China, in Beijing, and also in Rio de Janeiro 5 years ago. So there's Lucas Mondello.
Can't get him wrong, that's for sure.
Nope.
he's a staple piece for the Spanish basketball.
And again, Spain have won 65 games in the FIBA Women's EuroBasket since 2001.
And guess who has been a part of every one of those on this team?
Laia Palau.
She sure has. I don't like to talk about ladies' age, but she is 41 and moves. And
Trust me, that's young.
She's young, but that's very rare in women's basketball to see a 41-year-old. There she is, number 9 at the top of your screen, and she will do everything in her power and possession to keep the ball in Spain's hands.
And we also saw that Belarus have never beaten Spain at a FIBA Women's EuroBasket. And Victoria Hasper, 33-year-old center, goes up, and an infraction called on Belarus. So Spain and the orange and yellow will start off.
It's definitely red and yellow.
Red and yellow, excuse me, but the yellow makes it kind of look orange.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I'm here to help, Jeff, no worries.
Here we go, and the pass intended for Astu Indoor. I'll just say dark uniforms. even though it's kind of bright.
It's red. But they say men are colorblind. Did you know that?
Yeah, I have lost my color vision. So,
quick turnover for Spain, but the right intentions. You want to go straight to your MVP.
remember they hosted the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2018 Spain, and had to really grind and fight, but they made it to the podium, third place. Here's Hasper, and the big center opens up Belarus's account. Uvinia bounce pass to Laura Gill. Back outside, Uvinia for three. Rattles out.
Totally two different styles of basketball here we'll see tonight. Spain wants to get out quick, run. And nice steal, Rodriguez on the break.
Yeah, she wants to push it quickly. Again to endure. Endure can shoot it, and she does!
Yeah, I think that's something she's added to her game, which is incredible. To bring out the big player to the three-point shot is definitely a great aspect as we go down low.
Yes, they do, to Liktorovic, who has the ability to go on big scoring runs. Spain will want to keep an eye on her.
Yeah, it's, like I was saying, Spain is quite flashy, quite great poetic moves, as we see Ovina here. And Belarus is just tough, hard-nosed Belarusians.
Now Popova, and that was a long two. So competent start by Belarus offensively as they go up by 3 points. Rodriguez also has a reputation for knocking them in, but she was long there. You know, no Alba Torrens. It really is the type of adversity that you just do not want to face.
Right. Losing
a marquee player like that to COVID, but that is the reality. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it comes back. She was asymptomatic. She's expected to be back for the Olympics, just like Abalde. Spain, one of the 4 teams going to the Olympics. Belgium, France,
and Serbia, who we saw earlier with a tough, gritty win.
This was Popova showing her range. Rodriguez again. Laura Gill. Turns, a little jump hook. And the defense is going to have to carry Spain. You get that feeling, Rodriguez.
Yeah, good defense. That's what Gil is on this team for. As they would say in Spanish, excuse me. She's just a tough cookie down there on defense.
How about Carrera, one of the up-and-comers? Of course, she hit the big shots. She's drafted as well, wasn't she, WNBA?
Fantastic.
Here's Palau at the line.
No worries. 41 can still do it. Mid-range jump shot. On the money, Jeff. I bet you can't do that.
Do you remember when she thought she was retiring after the FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2017?
And they told her, no, you're not.
And Mandela was not allowing her to leave. Oh, sweet move by Popova. Changed directions, went to the left hand. Driving in, and the foul. Good sportsmanship from Popova, helping Gill up.
Yeah, and she just put her hand up there and said, yep, that was my fault, my foul.
And as much as this is a celebration of Spanish basketball, it's also a celebration of a player like that, Vermayinka, to be able to see her come out. You know, and when you talk about Belarus iconic players, you talk about Vermayinka, you talk about Yelena Lushenko, you talk about Natalia Marchenko, all of these players, Katerina Snitsina. Truly remarkable commitment to their national team over the years.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you. And Vermayinka there, lefty silent assassin, I always call her. She always just does her job. She hardly makes any facial expressions. She just shoots the three, goes inside. Nice little player.
Zyskova goes in. Here comes Rodriguez. He really pushes it, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
Gil over to Palau. The veteran couldn't quite get the drop, and then it goes off of Carrera's hands, who was taken in the second round by the Atlanta Dream. And she hit the big free throws, didn't she, in the Euro Cup Women?
Yep. And here comes sub for Belarus is Bentley.
Who's been around with this team for a while, hasn't she?
Yeah, number 20, Bentley. She's been their point guard for quite some years.
Played back in 2014, the World Cup in Turkey. Oh, Zyskova fumbled it, got it back.
Vermayinka here, left. Puts a bit too much on it.
Now Silvia Dominguez, another of the Spanish greats. Cazorla. Spain kind of transitioning, really bringing in a lot of new players into the fold. Here's Dominguez, and she had her shot blocked. Now Viktorovic.
Spain isn't nobody's really putting their head down here as Vermayinka fumbles it, gets it back. We'll wait for that turnaround jumper. That is in her repertoire. Nobody from Spain's really putting their head down and going to the rim. It's a lot of kind of drive, pass. I'm waiting for somebody just to get to the rim here.
Cazorla gets it over to Rodriguez again behind the arc and short.
Yeah, and it's just keeping Belarus in the game.
Into Vermayinka again, and the big lefty goes up and earns another trip to the line.
Such a different style of basketball, what we have just watched. We just watched a thrilling game, Serbia, Italy, which was up and down, physical, lots of scoring. And here, this kind of methodical, slow pace. Well, I'm not really used to from Spain, but you know, it is a late game. It's 9 o'clock at night here, as we see Dominguez get blocked by Popova. So maybe they just need to wake up a little bit, Jeff.
And you know, let's listen to Coach Mandela.
Oye, no hemos hablado de las jugadas, hacer las jugadas. El puño helado, que si estuviéramos dando las cosas y nos salen, es que no las estamos haciendo. En defensa mueven la bola como les da la gana. O sea, no apretamos. 2 veces que ha apretado Gil, 2 veces han perdido la pelota. ¿Vale? Bien. No hay ice switch. Vais a pelear en los bloqueos. Vais a pelear en los bloqueos. Vamos por arriba, over. ¿Vale? Pivots no hundidos. ¿De acuerdo? Sí. Presión todo el campo todo el rato. ¡Todo el rato! ¿Vale? Todas. 1, 2, 3.
You know, saying, as we look at Popova come back out for Belarus, it's also been an incredible past several months for the Spanish women, with Ana Cruz announcing her international retirement, which a lot of people thought was, well, too soon. And also for Marta Jorgai, who has just been a staple of this Spanish women's team for so long. And so then you take Turin's out of the mix.
Yeah.
And you're talking about 3 players that have been there.
Staple Spanish players, yeah.
You know, and so it's not that expectations should be lowered, but I think you also have to be realistic that there is a period of adjustment that's underway. Cazorla, bounce pass, Gil. Laura Gil back to Cazorla, and well, Cazorla, who plays for Avenida up in Salamanca, they made it to the EuroLeague Women Final Four. She's played here plenty of times. Also keep an eye on Kunde, who's in the game now, 22. She has got a lot of big plays in her arsenal. Here she is, guarding the basketball. Popova. Here's Kunde. She's got some star quality to her.
Yeah, she does.
Kunde asking for the basketball.
She's
got the size advantage on Bentley, but passes it back out. And a three-pointer is good from Silvia Dominguez.
I mean, somebody had to shoot it. I just feel like they're doing a great job passing around the rim, and great job for Dominguez, which she is famous for.
Bentley driving and earning a trip to the line. It's kind of fun, isn't it, to think back as you look at Kunde here, passing it back outside to Dominguez.
Yeah.
As we see Trafimova coaching this Belarus team today, we're looking at Dominguez now, but if you look over to the right, Trafimova, you know, the former player, now the coach, and we saw it earlier with Jelena Skarevich, now the coach. It's fun to see these players continue to want to be a part of things.
Of their national team.
Of their national team, and the women actually jumping into those spots.
Right. Do you think that's my next job, Jeff? Because I'm a referee today, commentator, a player.
Yeah, or you could always get into Greco-Roman wrestling. No, I think you're multifaceted.
Thank you.
Casas, Quirrell Casas, back to Dominguez. Bounce pass, tough finish, and great penetration, putting pressure. And here she goes, Carrera to the line.
Splits the defense there, nice little pocket pass by Dominguez. And Popova comes out, takes a breather. That is Popova's second foul, Jeff. So early, 2 fouls for her.
That's a big development if you get her out of the game.
Right, and that's the player we looked at the start of the game.
Well, if there's one thing that we know that she should be able to do, Carrera, is to make free throws. She makes 1 of 2 there. You know who else played in that final in the Euro Cup Women against Valencia was Yvonne Anderson for Venezia.
Okay.
We just watched her play for Serbia. What an addition she is to that national team.
Yeah, that's right. I watched that game, actually.
Petrovic turns. Quirrell Casas, who was the Final Four MVP of the Euro Cup Women, now has it, number 18. She should like the confines of La Fonteta, but she turns it over to Belarus. The Spanish team trying to pick up the pace a little bit. Sava back to Vermayenka. And it's been a tough shooting start for Vermayenka.
Don't think she's made one yet, has she?
Nope.
Was she? 0 from 3?
0 for 3, yep. Osava inbounds it.
Ooh.
Bentley puts up a little runner, and a foul called
On Dominguez, I think. Let's have a look. And I love that when players make a sound effect, and it really sells the call, you know, even if it isn't a foul, the referee must think it's a foul because they hear that. It's the first, Bentley.
Well, Belarus are going to be formidable opponents tonight. You can already feel it here in this first quarter. Could be a nervous ride for the home fans as Hasper gets the offensive rebound on the missed free throw. 3-point trip down the floor.
Great hustle by Hasper, not giving up on that rebound over the Spanish.
Bentley coming out on Dominguez. Dominguez puts up a shot under pressure. There's Carrera with the follow, and she is fouled. Oh no, she loses it out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds, so they'll maintain possession.
Yeah, Hasper knocked it out of bounds.
Mondello asking some questions, as he's wont to do. Dominguez on the baseline.
Veremienka grabs the rebound there. Great offensive look for Dominguez on the out of bounds. 20 seconds left.
A 3-second differential, the game clock and the shot clock. And just over the outstretched hands. She got her fingertips on it. Veremienka. So they've left Spain with just enough time to get another shot off. 5.5 seconds.
Nice sub and door out.
Interesting. She can hit the three, but Palau, she thrives in situations like this.
She sure does. Here she goes.
Conde from long range. So a shaky start for Spain. And Belarus have to have gained perhaps a little bit of confidence from the opening exchanges. They lead at 14-9 over Spain at the end of the first quarter.
Well, Spain only have 9 points, and there you go, 12% shooting 1 from 8 from the 2-pointers, and that is just a big stat in itself. And then 42%, 5 from 12, no 3-pointers for Belarus. So, but both getting to the line. I said earlier, Spain isn't looking aggressive, and we'll get to see the first quarter highlights here, which was Endor hitting that long-range 3. But for me, Spain is passing and being a bit too passive, what I'm not used to. And I think that's why I'm sitting here like, what? This isn't the Spain I know. And maybe that is the difference between those few players that are out, sadly, because of, you know, illnesses and stuff. So hopefully Mondello's got them together. Look, we need to be aggressive. We need to get to the rim. And I commend Belarus. They're just sticking to their game plan, going to their Popova, and playing their game. They're at 14-9 first quarter. It's a long way to go there, but still.
Absolutely. Hey, get that FIBA Women's EuroBasket app downloaded into your smartphone for free. It gives you everything you need to follow this tournament. And you can see Quero Casas in the game and really trying to inject some life into this Spanish team. Spain trying to pick up the defense. And they get it down low again. And Hasper is a big body that they're going to have to reckon with. Conde down low, and Carrera misses everything. And Indoor not able to stay on her feet.
And a good no call there by the referee as Bentley stayed out of the way of Endor.
Keenan, number 23 in the game. Here she is, she's got the ball. And offensive foul on Nkina.
I wonder if we'll see that. I think it was just her feet kind of slide to the left. I wouldn't mind Spain getting it into Endor right now, actually. Get her going. Or Dominguez.
Casas, good drive, Endor crashing the boards. Follow not there, but Casas gets it back. The effort is there for Spain. The finish is not. Carrera drives in, and one.
That's exactly what Spain needed. Little push, injection of energy. Please get this crowd into it, Jeff.
They have to.
There's 3,000 people in here today, obviously not full capacity. But this AN1 can definitely get the crowd going as you hear them clapping.
Laura Quevedo has just come into the game for Spain. So she wears number 33. Hasper put the ball on the deck. Fouled by Carrera from behind. I think if she just kind of reached in instead of hacking down.
Yeah, she would have been all right. Well, obviously the post players are concerned. Look here, they bring the double and she just hacks down. And like I said, if you make a big movement like that, it's an easy call for the referees. But Spain is bringing the double to the post, so obviously they've talked about it in their scout.
Hasper loses it, fumbles it away. Under pressure. This is the player I think they need to get going. Conde bumped into in the lane, follows up the miss. Hasper, or Popova rather, with the rebound. Bentley. Well, Carrera was doing the right thing by boxing out Hasper. But Hasper was still able to get her hands on the ball. Great rebound by the Belarus center. Look at this. Look at Carrera. She's doing everything
to box her out, and she still gets a hand at that great hustle and great effort as she sacrifices her body there. Diving on the floor. That's what I like to see, post players.
Quirrell Casas. And the shooters are cold for Spain, and Tarasava, and she misses.
Tough miss there.
Spain fortunate to be down by 2, and ball getting a little messy. Conde over to Carrera, and looked like a double dribble.
Sure was. Now that's Hassler on 2 as well, Jeff. So you got your 2 big girls on 2 fouls early.
Uvinia to Conde. And there she is. First one for Laura Quevedo. Trying to knock it away from Tarasava. To Spain in front. This is Popova time. Backs her way in. Oh boy, look at that. Oh, she just didn't finish. Good move. Tarasava from the left. And Popova, again, another rebound.
And the Spanish is saying, box her out. You sure want to do something because she is all over the glass. She is getting extra possessions for Belarus. Popova with 2 back-to-back rebounds to get her team extra possessions. On the clock.
They gotta hurry. And there's
There
Vermayenka.
she is. Vermayenka with a lovely lefty shot, mid-range, that's her style.
So Hasper getting some drops for her eyes.
An offensive foul.
Is that
Moving screen.
Carrera or Quevedo?
Number 14.
Quevedo, excuse me.
Yeah.
I've been saying Quevedo is Quevedo. So it's on Raquel Carrera, who goes out, and Endor coming back in.
They're keeping Endor's minutes very low. 2-3 minutes sub, 2-3 minutes sub. So.
Well, you know what? The reality is, Spain has got to get everybody involved in this EuroBasket.
Okay. Well, so is Belarus.
Absolutely.
They're getting involved here.
Viktorovic off the side of the backboard, but then she gets it back. She goes for the ball, clashes with Laura Gill, and they continue to play. Quevedo.
And Gill needs to be careful there. She has suffered a fair few broken noses, I know. She's tough. Yeah, she's a good defensive player. Gil.
Oh, good hands by Gil.
Gil's bleeding.
Uvinia outside to Endor. She has not been on her game yet. Belarus with that 1-point lead after Vermayenka's jumper. Now Vermayenka misses a layup. Boy, what a reprieve for Spain.
Right, and a left-hand layup. Vermayenka, come on, baby. And she screamed at herself because she knew that was an easy one.
Vania fouled by Zhuskova.
She's a vet in this game. I think she's around 38, you know. She's up there. Young, wild, and beautiful, for sure. Got to back out with something when you put a lady's age out there, Jeff.
Yeah, you have to. I'm going to tell you exactly how old she is. Not that it, 38.
Yeah, she's been playing for Belarus for a long time.
Oh, finally, Spain watch a jump shot fall through the hoop. Uvinia. And Belarus called timeout.
There, she just got stuck on Gil's screen. Great screen, and Uvinia gets a nice little jumper.
Well, I think we're in agreement. We think that earlier today, the game before this one, the level of play of both Serbia and Italy was perhaps the highest of the EuroBasket so far.
Right, I would agree with you.
Maybe those are two teams. Now, can Italy maintain it? We know that Serbia probably can.
Yeah, that was a lot of minutes in their starters' legs for sure, especially in the tournament. But you got to play for it all. So, but definitely by far the best two teams on this side.
Here in Valencia.
Yeah, in Valencia.
Yeah.
They look great. Enough to podium, enough to be top 6 even. So it'll be interesting to see how they go on in the next 2 days of group play. But we're here now with Belarus in the homeland
of
España.
I mean, you do mention the top 6. The reason why you want to be in the top 6 is so you can go to the qualifying, one of the 4 qualifying tournaments for the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup, which is going to be in Australia next year.
Down under.
And you have to be in the top 6. So even though Spain will be going to the Olympics later this year, they need to finish in the top 6 to make sure they get one of those spots for the qualifying tournaments for the World Cup. Ditto for Belarus. They'd like to be down there. Here's Popova turning her way in.
Yeah, nice move down low. Popova using her body to move Endora out the way. And a nice little scoop finish.
I mean, think about who she has to go up against in practice every day at UMMC at Kattenburg, and you understand that she probably is a pretty darn good player.
Yeah, Brittany Griner's there, right? One of the tallest.
Messerman from Belgium. Players diving for the basketball is what you like to see. Quevedo. Liktorovic as well, given everything. Look at this, both of them. But Quevedo.
Just getting the floor cleaned here. There you can see Gil has busted her lip. Bentley's back in the game, Jeff. An offensive foul
on Vermayinka.
She's struggling a little bit today. Not what I'm used to seeing. Missing wide open layups, and here let's just see as she sets the screen.
Well,
I think the typical Spanish dance coming off of that, but I need her to step up her game a little bit, please.
Cazorla in. You feel like Mondelo's crying out for somebody to step up offensively.
Uvina, maybe.
I think Quevedo or perhaps Cazorla. Ooh,
travel.
Looked like she might have shuffled her feet. There's Uvina missing, and Vermayinka with the rebound. It's a struggle for Spain right now, down 1. Liktorovic. And Vermayinka just could not corral it. Quevedo misses from 3, but Endor has it. Little turnaround. She's world class, and she's got to play like it for this Spanish team.
Definitely. With that turnaround jump shot, you can see why she is MVP caliber.
Oh, almost knocking it away. Liktorovic has it, gets inside, follows up her miss.
Belarus aren't finishing their little bunnies, you know, the little, as Bentley throws up a shot.
I mean, the reality is, you know, neither of these teams playing to their peak right now, but Spain fortunate, very fortunate that Belarus haven't really taken off, because Spain could be in real trouble right now. But in fact, they're actually leading by 1.
Yeah.
I mean, how much improvement can we see from this Spanish team throughout the course of this tournament? That's the big question.
I don't know. Yeah. I think you can really see the difference with their main starters not being here, but Endor's doing her job. And a bump there by Endor. But for me, Belarus just needs to lock in a little bit, focus in on these easy layups, and this is where they really got ahead in the first quarter. Concentrate, take your short little layup and just chip away at the score. Indoors having a little chat with the referee. Nice little smiles, nice to see. And you know what, as a player, Jeff, you can have a nice chat as long as you're polite and say please and thank you. They're usually
they're okay with it.
Yeah.
They definitely don't want to be called the Z word. So Bentley's tied it. And now the rebound goes over, or the ball goes over Endor, and the rebound falls to Popova. Bentley, three-point trip down the floor yet again after rebounding a missed free throw. Good pass, good catch, and good call.
Tough catch for Endor, and Veremienka has her hands full down there with Endor, yep, and just hits her on the wrist. And she's going to go to the line.
First foul on her. How do you maintain, as you look at Endor at the line,
yeah.
How do you maintain if you're Laia Palau playing at her age in a premier competition like this? It's remarkable, really.
Yeah. Maybe a lot of rest and a glass of wine or two.
Yeah, could be. Here she is chasing the basketball, Bentley.
But her energy level never falls. It's the same every time you see her.
There's so many greats in Spain over the years. There's Bentley missing. Goes out of bounds. You know, you talk about Amaya Valdemoro. You talk about Elisa Aguilar.
Here you go in your jukebox history of basketball, aren't you?
Well, we've got Marta Fernandez commentating behind us. She was huge in that successful team that came from behind to stun Poland to win the third place game in 2003 at the EuroBasket in Greece, qualified for the Olympics. Here's Endor turning and scoring.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Just go into your MVP Endor and let her go to work. She's too much for Veremienka, and I like it. Keep going down low.
Final 30 seconds. Bentley, that's on line. Nope, just a little bit to the right.
No.
And the ball awarded to Spain. Timeout. She's been around forever.
She's been around forever, yeah, and just is a testament of, you know, when you look after your body and when you take care and put effort into it, you can have a long, courageous career. And I really look up to her because her level of play, she doesn't play a lot, but when she plays hard. And that's what I really like about her. And you know what you're going to get from her. You know, she's going to full court press, she's going to look after the ball, she's going to throw some nice dimes, hit her jump shot. She's solid. I wouldn't mind this crowd getting behind this game a little bit more. Let's get a bit more energy in here and get behind this Spanish team before
What's Spain? I think Spain is crying out for like increased pressure. Defense turns to offense. Final seconds. Here we go. Turning off the clock. Juskova guarding Palau. And Palau has to take a tough shot in the end. So it wasn't what they wanted. She was trying to make the pass, but Belarus had everything covered. So at the end of a difficult first quarter, low scoring, first half, Spain lead it 22-21 at halftime.
In my opinion, Spain has their hands full here, shooting 33% from the 2, and they've 0 from 5 Belarus getting to the line, but 2 from 21 from the 2-point shot for Spain. They need to just kind of pick up. The rebounding battle is kind of even, steals 1 and a fair few for Spain, and then Endor and Bentley are the top scorers. Endor, for me, your MVP, your strength down low. I'm going to her every single time. Here we'll get to see the first half highlights as Endor hits that long 3. But Jeff, I'm not like I'm disappointed with Spain, but I would like more. You know what I mean? It's your first day at the tournament. I think Belarus has played a solid half of basketball, especially that woman Popova hit her 3s, and you know, she is definitely rebounding and giving them second extra shots. But I'm at home, there's finally fans here. It's the first game of the tournament. What more do you need to get going and to motivate yourself? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, we understand there are problems. We understand that there's adversity, but this is just what happens in national team basketball, and you have to dig deep.
Yeah,
and especially being at home.
Right, and putting up 22 and 21 points in a half. I don't know what, you know, the only thing I can blame it on is coming up to 10 o'clock at night, but the Spanish live late. They live their lives like this. It's dinner time for them. And if you compare to the other games, we had a game putting up 40 points in a half. It was thrilling.
Yeah.
So maybe that's my high expectations, because we've been here all day and had a great day of basketball. But Spain, for me, they need to go head into the locker room, Mandela, talk about where they want to get their points from, I think, inside, and enough of passing it around. Let's go put our head to the rim.
And I think, you know, Sweden probably watching this game and probably licking their chops thinking, wow, this is a good time to play Spain.
Yeah.
We'll get them tomorrow. And what Spain do not want is to drop this one. Have to go up against Sweden tomorrow to get the first win.
Yeah, and we saw Sweden today full firing too. Elderbrink sisters looking fantastic.
You know, they've got what Spain do not have, and that is automatic scoring, it seems like.
Yeah.
But those shots are going to drop. So a lot of questions about where Spain is right now.
Yeah, and that's fine, you know. Nerves, I don't know, you could put it to loads of things, and they're such a veteran squad with Palau, with Dominguez, you know, Endor has played many times for Spain, so they have the pieces, and no doubt they will talk about it in the locker room. Hey ladies, we're better than this, let's perform here. But hats off to Popova there, number 13. I thought she played a quality first half of basketball.
Quite a few times in this tournament. Great play by Dominguez. Oh, that's the difference. That is the difference, folks.
Oh, look at the pass again. Oh, my goodness me. That is ridiculous. Carprio, the greatest showwoman.
The aggressor usually.
Oh, she got rejected by Fadeva. Suddenly she's become the slot machine.
Driving all the way in and got stripped, but Tarabin still checks to throw it up there for Bentley. Oh! Alex getting the buzzer at the half, and Belarus, what a backlash from them. Belarus have dug deep on defense for the entirety. Petrovic trying to finally put them to bed, and does. There will be 1.9 seconds to respond, but Petrovic brings this crowd to its feet.
22-21, Spain leading Belarus in a close game here, a low-scoring game in La Fonteta. And Zania, on the evidence of the first half, the Spanish team has a lot of work to do. Never mind getting to the podium.
Yeah, forget all that.
You know, getting through this group phase.
Right.
And contending for a top 6 finish. I know it's early, but the reality is a team that, without question, is in some transition.
Yeah.
And without Alba Turin's, without Tamara Balde, you know, with Marta Jargai having retired, with Ana Cruz having retired, this is the reality. This is Spain.
Yeah.
So
figure it out.
Quevedo has to step up.
Yeah.
Carrera has to step up.
Yeah, and Doro's doing good. She has 8 points, shooting 60%, 3 from 5, and 5 rebounds. So definitely.
Maria Conde has to step up.
Yes. Conde, you like Conde. She hasn't. I don't even think she's had a shot yet. I don't think a lot of people have taken shots. I think it's like a hot potato. No, you take it. No, you shoot it.
It hasn't been your best first half, but you have won. What is going to be your message in the locker room? Bueno, no ha sido vuestra mejor primera parte, pero vais uno arriba. ¿Qué va a ser su mensaje en el vestuario?
El tema es de que está pesando, al equipo le está pesando el primer partido, la responsabilidad de jugar en casa.
This is first game, so we are having pressure on us because we are playing home.
Gracias.
Y vamos muy cortos de preparación. Hemos jugado solo 4 amistosos y vamos muy cortos de preparación todavía.
Our training camp was short. We just played 4 games, so we need to keep working on that.
Vamos a intentar arreglar algunas cositas al descanso, a ver si mejoramos.
We'll try to fix some stuff, some things on the halftime.
Gracias.
Thank you very much.
Okay, coach, you're down by 1 at halftime, only 21 points scored. What do you need to do to get this offense going?
Just made it shot, that's it. I think, of course, our percentage is so low, and we start get better. That's it.
Thank you. Good luck for the second half.
Thank you.
Well, that was simple, Jeff. Let's score, please, for both teams, for our sake, so we can get something going over here.
Yeah, you know, and that's probably something that we haven't really touched on. It was a short training camp for Spain. They haven't had that much time together, but they should have the advantage of some continuity,
Right.
having played together before. But
Yeah, and they're shooting, that was 5 from 21 from the 2-point. So it is a bad clip. And then for Belarus, from the 2-point, it's 8 from 24. So that's why it's such a real low-scoring game. I don't even think, and Belarus haven't hit a 3 yet either. So hopefully we can see some more action here in the second half. Teams have had a chance to have a chat in the locker room, what they want to do a bit better. And hopefully they'll get us out of our seats, Jeff, and let's hear your voice.
yeah,
Your famous
absolutely.
voice go wild for the crowd.
Well, we can only hope. And again, this is day 1. Spain coming out, the showpiece game, and I think fortunate to be winning, first of all. I could see where Belarus, had they hit their shots, as Trofimova was alluding to, could have been up by 10 points at least.
Yeah, and they were just little baby, we call them little bunnies in my land, but they're just little layups. So just relax, nobody's really going to block your shot. Belarus, take your time and make those. Go back into Popova as well. I thought she played a nice little half of basketball, as we see her there on the screen.
Okay, so Dominguez and Conde, Indoor, Gil, and Leonor Rodriguez starting the second half for Spain. Popova, Ritsikava, Litorovic, Hasper, and Zioskova for Belarus.
A lot of bodies hit the floor there as Andor takes a jump shot. I need Popova to pop a shot in there for me, please. Let's get the offense going. Ball down low.
Hasper turns and hits the jump shot. Turnaround jumper.
She got a nice little jump shot for a post player. I like that little soft touch. She has 6 points, 4 rebounds.
Great opportunity for Belarus as they play the two-time defending champions in Spain on their home court, going for the opening night upset. Gil, indoor. And indoor, a lot further away from the basket, drills the three.
Yeah, go to indoor, 11 points for her right now. She's the hot hand, so she's not afraid to shoot. Yeah, pushing the back. Conde there, trying to stop Popova. Popova with the jump shot.
Yep.
Nice, rolls, rattles in.
Popova is got upset, the look of upset in the eyes.
Oh, it's a tie game, Jeff.
Here's Conde. Can she get it going? Great defense, reaching in. Ritsikava tying her up.
And it's the possession arrow to Belarus. Great defense by her. And Belarus is just being solid. You know, they're getting to their players who they like, the post players.
Hasper at the elbow. Rodriguez. She gets it to Indoor. Indoor starting to come to life.
Yeah, exactly what you want from Spain. Indoor's hit a big three and then a nice little 2 under the basket. Easy 5 points for Indoor.
Zioskova, over the shoulder pass, back to Hasper. Liktorovic wide open, misses everything. That triggers a break for Spain. And Rodriguez goes in. Boy, nice finish from Leonor Rodriguez.
Okay, that's the Spain I like to see. Fast break off of it, stop. Five on the clock.
There you go, Hasper. Well, she's not shy about putting it up. And Dominguez again, another chance to run for Spain. Gil.
Unlucky there for Gil. Rattled in and out. Would have been a nice little run for Spain.
I think Mondello is saying you got to make that shot. Hasper. Blocked by the backboard. Dominguez, open floor. Rodriguez. Look at Conde battling for the board, but Liktorovic comes out.
Belarus looking a little bit tired here, Jeff, in my opinion. Kind of sluggish up and down the floor, so we might need to look for some subs.
Zioskova banks it in. 38 years old. Age doesn't matter. Here's Dominguez. Back to Gil and still can't get the drop. Laura Gil.
Yeah, into Popova. Nice defensive stop there, Gil.
Well, this is where she thrives, Gil, defensively, and sure Rodriguez is going to the line.
It's a real great timing for Gil there, as we just see a quick, whoa, there it is, thank you. Gil on the press and on the push here, sorry. Nice little handoff to Rodriguez and fouled. But Gil, to me, on the defensive end is so solid. That is where she makes her money, down below. She's tough. And Nice hit from Rodriguez. Okay, this is the Spain that I came to Spain for.
We're seeing signs of it.
Yeah. Came to Valencia to see Spain show out.
Well, she makes one of two, so it's only a 3-point lead for Spain. You know, Rodriguez had that reputation of being that 3-point shooter back when she played at Florida State. Now the pass down low to Popova. So easy.
Oh, that's right. Rodriguez did play at Florida State. She was a rival of mine.
That's right. Florida, were you there at the same time?
I think just before, she was after me.
Oh, quick pass to Palau. Nice movement for Spain. Somebody that's got to make the move. And that was a silly foul by Vera Mainka.
Especially when the shot clock was running down.
Spanish fans looking on in hope.
And that's third on Vera Mainka.
Urbina, now Vicente, and now Viktorovic again drives in. Spain clinging to a 1-point lead. And Bentley picks up the foul.
And I'm surprised by Belarus here. I am sorry, they're a much better veteran team to finish these layups. Both teams, actually. Both teams aren't finishing around the paint. They're not really shooting crazy shots outside. And this is where the game is, 29-30. Whoever can make the most, yeah, whoever can make a layup is going to win at this point.
Rodriguez.
That's tough down low there.
Saba called for the foul. Alexandra Stan, the referee from Romania. Rodriguez battles her way in. Can't get it to drop.
And well done for Popova not to foul there. But she's got two.
Three-point shot, Popova, Asper battling for the ball, Rodriguez tied up.
Yeah, Popova couldn't believe she was wide open there. Uvina ran at her and thought she was going to pass the ball and ran away, and you never leave the ball, Jeff. That's the most important thing out here.
Number 7, Yuka Ritikawa.
You know, I had to call a game for Prague this year.
Right.
And Conde, it was a game where Conde had 18 points. I mean, she was fantastic. So, you know, there are players in the Spain team that are capable of going off on big nights. Rodriguez. Great job, Gil, getting the ball back. Gil, this time is going to miss the layup again. She went with the left hand.
And another blown layup by both teams. It's not like one team's doing it more.
Here's the crowd following your advice, trying to get behind Spain to give them the lift. They know that they're struggling.
Please. Give me the lift also. Here we go, Bentley, nice.
Oh boy, Vera Mainka scores and Belarus have moved back in front.
Thank goodness she made that, because this is a competition of who can miss layups. Clearly one of those night Rodriguez for the jumper. Nice rebound, Popova. Bentley brings it up.
Belarus outscoring Spain right now 10-8 in the third quarter and leading it by 1. It has been an offensive struggle all night long for both teams, as the score would indicate. And now Bentley hits the jump shot. And the lead goes back to 3. And Bentley, wow, they called the foul on Laura Gill. So Carrera and Quevedo are coming in for Gil and Rodriguez. Look at this again.
Yeah, nice little drop-off pass by Bentley. Vera Mayenka. And a jump shot by Bentley also.
And Bentley this time, offensive foul.
Right back at ya.
Look at this. Bentley having a good time. Timeout. Just under 12 minutes remaining in the game.
Hopefully the Spanish song, this popular one, will get the crowd going. I'll dance for them, don't worry, Jeff.
Yeah, you should see right now Azalea shaking a leg. So we've had...
Bloquea, sí.
11 of 45 for Spain.
11 of 45. Wow, Jeff. Filling it up.
They've got
with
8
donuts.
points. 8 points in the paint. I mean, 11 for 45, 24.44%.
Yeah, and Belarus, please. What are they from too?
They are 14 for 41, 34%.
So truly here we'll see Belarus, and there's probably a lot of Popova. But this game is really going to be determined who can make a layup. And you know, both teams are right there by the glass.
I think that players that you've got that are experienced, you look at Popova for Belarus, but for Spain, you know, Uviña, Quirrell, Casas, these are players that really need to step up.
Yeah.
They've been kind of role players in a way in the past teams, but now they have to step up, and now Uviña just turns it over right into the hands of Tarasava. Got crossed up with Laia Palau. Popova from the arc.
Yeah. Vera Mayenka gets a nice rebound, and she just brings it down where Uviña can come in and just slap it, but she slaps her hand as we sub in here. Dominguez hopefully can bring some energy and an easy offense. The veteran there, as she's already pointing her way and directing Spain on defense.
Bentley tries to make an inbounds pass and gets it to Vera Mayenka.
Six on the clock. Bentley's got to do something here.
She finds Tarasava in the left corner, who goes in and
blows another layup.
She had a good look, Quevedo.
It's stressing me out, Jeff.
Dominguez. Maybe she'll get some penetration.
Yeah, a little jump shot maybe, please.
Bounce pass, Quevedo. Oh, what a great move by Quevedo. And one. Beautiful bounce pass, Sylvia Dominguez.
Perfect, and that's why Mandela probably subbed her in, because she doesn't make too many mistakes. Great finish right there, and an easy trip to the line.
And out of eye shot. Teresava frustrated, knowing she had a chance to make a layup at the other end.
Yeah,
So
just a tied game. 33.
It's a 5-point swing.
Yeah, 33-33.
That's the kind of play that could really spark Spain.
Dominguez, or?
The 3-point play.
Oh, yeah. Old school.
But they're sitting back now in a zone, 2-3.
Wild. That's her shot there.
Vermayinka says,
one in.
if you want to play zone, I'll play against a zone all night long.
And look at her face, so cool, calm. She never makes.
But is she collected?
I think so.
And Cazorla couldn't quite get it to drop. Teresava now. Over the shoulder pass again to Vermayinka, and a foul called on Quevedo.
And Spain aren't in any trouble yet.
They're not over the limits.
No, they're not over the limit, sorry. They're on 3 team fouls. Yeah.
So Cazorla goes out, Quiro Casas comes in. You can just see Mandela just searching for a lineup that can just produce consistently, produce something. Two-second differential in the game clock and the shot clock. Oh boy, almost getting the steal. Now Dominguez has it, and not enough time to launch it. So it is going to be a nervous finish for the home fans here of the two-time defending champion Spain with 1 quarter remaining. Belarus lead 35-33 over Spain.
Well, Belarus had 14 points that quarter and Spain had 11, and low percentages from the 2-pointer. This is where this game is. 24%, 8 from 33 from the 2, Jeff. That is where this game is basically for Spain. It gets to the free throw line fine. 0%, 0 from 9 for Belarus. So overall, it's not a great show of both of these teams, as we're going to see the third quarter action highlights. But they're just going to have to grind it out. It's not pretty, and sometimes this is the thing with basketball. Sometimes games are just really ugly and you've got to grind out the win and you go, hey, we need to be better tomorrow. But really, like we said in the last quarters, it's whatever team can make a layup.
You've had many Belarus teams that have had to grind out wins like this over the years. So, you know, if you had to pick a team that would win it right now, you would bet on Belarus because they've won many games like this.
I would bet on Belarus, but at the same time, you're at home. You're in Spain. There's fans finally here. There's, you know, we're at the EuroBasket. You're trying to get yourself going not only to podium and to defend your gold medal, but also get ready for the Olympics. This is a bigger stage and a bigger story than just this game. You know what I mean? So for me, Spain really need to step up their game. Okay, yeah, it's going to be dirty and ugly game, but they need to grind this out. They need this win. They cannot go home with this out. I'm sorry.
No, they need to ride their defense and rebounding like never before. Try to get out in transition, get some easy baskets, something they haven't done all night. So Belarus leading it by a couple of points, 35-33, and starting the fourth quarter with possession. And Popova not able to bring that one in. Remember, Belarus have never beaten Spain in the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. Dominguez. goes past Quiralt Casas.
It's like everyone kind of tripped up into each other. She does call it on Casas, her first, correct? Everyone trips over. And
well, Casas is saying, saying that Popova fell into her, hence she had no other option but to fall in that direction. Again, they've got to dig in defensively. And what an opportunity for Belarus. Can they stretch their lead here? Oh, good hands.
Ooh.
And you really feel like it's the only thing that's going to save Spain at this point is their defense and to try to get something
going
from their defense.
Yeah, maybe a breakout layup. Hopefully they can make that. So let's just keep playing on defense, I guess. But like we said, it's going to be a gritty game.
Here you go. This is better. Nice penetration, and Laura Gill makes the layup.
Laura Gill puts her hands up saying, thank God, thank you.
But that was good because Casas was able to penetrate.
Yeah.
And she draws the defense, and Gill rolls to the basket. Popova. And oh boy, fouled by Gill as she went up.
That's her third also, Gil. That's her third foul as you see her making the easy layup. Thank you very much. I'm glad to see that. And then she just kind of comes across, and hits Popova in the face. So Gil has to be careful. I'm going at her again, Jeff. She's got 3 fouls. Why not? Popova hits 2. 2-point game.
Now Dominguez. Rodriguez back in. They had the backdoor cut covered. I like giving the ball back to Casas and trying to let her penetrate. There you go, that's better. But again, Carrera can't make the short jumper.
Okay, Bentley sets a horns play for Belarus. Popova's wide open at the top.
Oh boy, 3-pointer. I'm not sure Mondelo's going to get much sleep tonight after this. Rodriguez, oh, very close to dragging her foot. Dominguez uses, oh, there you go, much better. But again, the miss of the reverse layup by Casas. They've gotten good shots, they're just not putting them in. Three-point shot, Rizicaba. Again, a chance to run. Here's where they might do some damage. Spain, open floor. Dominguez goes right at Bentley. Oh, she makes an incredible shot. Unbelievable. Falling down. And a free throw on the way. The veteran Dominguez. Look at this.
Yep, sure is a foul. And a nice soft touch, and it's a nice roll. Hopefully that really sparks this energy. That's exactly what they needed, but still it's a tight game. I feel like they should be up more, but they're up 1. Belarus doesn't need to panic. 7 minutes on the clock. Maybe they try and do a little press here, but...
Well, Hasper's been doing some damage for them. See if they can get her the basketball, maybe?
Yeah.
Popova. Don't just settle for a jump shot. Get it down low. Oh, they're going to get it to Giaskova, who hits it on the baseline.
Another lead change, Jeff.
Casas. No penetration there. Rodriguez goes in. Body's falling on the floor.
One side here, let's see, nice little screen. Somebody needs to hit a screen. Popova.
Popova from the arc. Oh, Oh boy, that is huge for Belarus. Now up by 4 points. Casas, strong move. The finish not there. Dominguez chasing the basketball. Now 6 minutes to go. And Popova, the lead, 6 points, Belarus.
Their nice little
Their
smile.
biggest lead of the game.
Yep, and they made layups. Hey, look at that. And that was a nice little drive, brought out the defense here. As you see, Bentley brings in nice little pop pass over to Popova, easy layup, boom. That's what we like to see, Belarus. Come on. Mandela wants to talk about it.
I really felt like the play by Dominguez, three-point play, was going to take Spain to bigger and better things.
Well, Jeff, like I said, it felt like a big momentum play, but they only went up 1. It feels like they should be up more, even 5, 6, but they're not. And that's what I really like and probably appreciate from Belarus's veterans, that they're not rattled, they're not bothered. There's a lot of time, and they came back down and scored 2 back-to-back possessions and put the pressure right back on Spain.
No puedo ir directo a la otra, tengo que atacarlo y luego lo veremos si hago el mano a mano. Y el mano a mano agresivo, y algún repeat. Vale, vamos. 1, 2, 3.
This was Dominguez. She took the handoff. She went all the way.
Yeah, that was a lovely finish.
And she got it to go. And at this point, you think, right, Spain might just go on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
But Belarus have come back, I think, and scored 7 consecutive points.
They sure have. And for me, as Dominguez just takes a deep breath because she knows how hard a 2-point shot has been. They're shooting 10 from 40, 25%. That is 30 easy missed shots left on this court.
Uvinia, Endor back in the game. Endor catches. Well, that was their best move of the night.
Yeah.
Where's that been?
On the bench. I'm glad to see Endor. She has been a go-to. She hasn't missed that many, so I'm happy to see her back. And that's going to be the game for Spain if they can get the points into Endor.
Every basket huge for Belarus to try to extend the lead. Savage drives in. Oh boy, that was big time. Driving in and scoring off the glass.
Nice finish from her. Rodriguez.
Casas. Gill on the baseline. Boy, that was big time. They are just holding on for dear life right now.
Here's this play for them. I like this little horns action and then a rub.
There's great defense by Endor. She doesn't want to foul late in the shot clock. Zyskova again loses it out of bounds. It was knocked out of bounds with 4.5 seconds to go on the clock. Virmainka comes back in for Hasper. Look at Trafimava.
Yeah,
Getting pumped up. And inbounding the ball to Popova. Knocked out of her hands. Here's the Spain chance in transition. Cazorla. Good job, Zyskova, pushing her back outside. Pulling up at the line. Nope. Rebound, Gill. 3-point shot. Ovinia! Where has that been all night?
And she says, vamos! Yes, España, let's go. That's exactly what you needed. Wide open shot, make it. It might not make the twos, but that wide open 3 is good to go. I'm here for that, Jeff. I needed that energy. They're only down 1.
Azania, I think what they say is triple. 3-pointer.
Then they go bri, 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 bri. Yeah, they go wild in Spain, don't they?
You know, it's this game is on a knife edge.
Yeah.
It hasn't been pretty. We got to throw that out there. It has been an ugly game. So as long as we're being honest, and now, but now that doesn't mean that it can't be tense.
Luckily,
and there's only one way up. There's only one way, and it's up for both of these teams after this.
Make the layups. That's it.
They have been struggling.
Thank goodness the Spanish can't hear our commentating, because I don't know if we'll make it out alive here, Jeff. I'm going out the back door. You follow me, okay?
No, they're a friendly nation. They don't mind.
But Belarus won't be rattled here yet again. Up 1. 4 minutes is still a long time for the game. And obviously we saw earlier on today, Serbia had less than a minute. They had a few seconds and they came back and tied the game and overall won.
But what did I tell you? Somebody like Uvinia has to step up.
Yeah,
Casas has to step up. You know, we saw Gil finally make a layup and also hit a baseline jump shot.
Yeah.
So we know the Spain team can do it. You know, a lot of these players aren't used to having to produce in these key moments. They've always had Turin's. They've always had Jargai. They've always had Cruz.
Yeah, they've all...
Now is their time.
You're right. I think you're right.
Oh, boy, Uvinia went up. Oh, and now Uvinia is going to be called for the foul.
What did she do? Grab her leg?
That was... and now she's trying to get the crowd behind her. Questioning. I don't think there's any doubt that was a foul on Uvinia.
I couldn't see because she's right in front of us.
Watch.
Let's see. Boom, okay.
And then she kind of, oh no, boy, Liktarovic. Actually, no, the follow through, maybe not. It's not often that you see a call like this where they then debate and they want to go and look.
Oh gosh, I don't want to be.
Are they looking at a potential unsportsmanlike?
No, hopefully.
Let's listen in. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Let's watch if it's an unsportsmanlike foul or normal foul.
Okay.
Yeah?
Possible unsportsmanlike foul.
No, it's normal foul.
Yes.
Have hold her leg. Normal speed. Normal.
Go on. After that, flip.
Normal. We stay with normal. Yeah, normal. So, 5 red. Okay. 5 red. We stay with normal foul. Okay. It's, yeah. We stay with normal foul number 5 red.
What's
to
great.
be honest, Azania, you feel for both of those players.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, what is Uvinia doing? I thought she really killed her as she was crossing midcourt. But then it looked like Liktarovic steps on her hand. Watch this. Not intentionally.
No.
It's like a surprise double team right as she crossed midcourt. Anyway, at least she doesn't have to go into concussion protocol after that. Popova.
One more foul.
My goodness.
And Spain will be over the limit.
Thought we might see a close game. I just didn't think it would be a game like this.
Yeah, really interesting, right? 1 point game here. 3 minutes 46 on the clock.
Azania, break out the trail mix. We need some energy. Look, the right corner. And here's Uvinia, open floor, Spain running. Belarus need to get back. Oh, boy, she almost walked. I thought she took steps. Rodriguez blocked by Liktarovic, saved in bounds by Uvinia. Now a chance to run for Belarus, but Liktarovic is going to hold it up wisely.
This is their go-to play, a little screen and then another rub screen.
Bentley, oh, beautiful finish.
Yeah, switched hands in the air as well, lovely finish. That's their go-to play. I like that from Belarus. They have loads of options out of it.
Boy, what a huge win this would be for Belarus if they could somehow hold on, but Uvinia
comes
back.
Look here, Jeff, this is a nice little, I don't know if they'll replay that, but she just comes off the screen and she's wide open. Belarus isn't switching, they're not talking.
Slovenia has shown the ability to hit some big shots here in the fourth quarter. And Bentley fouled by Uvenia. 2 free throws coming for Bentley, the naturalized point guard from the United States of America. And to the Republic. Here we go.
That's
you'd rather put her on the line than let her have that layup.
Yeah, Uvena's third as well. As their bench, Belarus's bench is happy that they bailed her out with a foul. And you know Bentley loves a, hey, call the foul, ref.
Well, it was a good foul for Uvenia.
Yeah, because she misses the first. Crowd makes noise, makes the second. 2-point game. Uvena brings the ball up.
Endur in the game. Dominguez in the game as well. See if they get some penetration. They ran the pick and roll, traveling on Rodriguez.
Yep.
Yeah.
Way to be on it, referee. Well, Jeff, are you going to share that trail mix or are you going to keep it all to yourself?
You're welcome to it.
Okay. Here we go. Bentley with the ball. 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Let's see what Belarus has to offer here.
Liktorovich into Vermayenka. Going to work on Laura Gill. Excellent defense. Rebound and run for Laura Gill. She might want to pull up the basketball. Or she flirted with a travel there as well. Spain trailing by 2 points. Dominguez. So where are they? And that's just their second team foul, Belarus.
Yeah, and Spain's over the limit. They're at 5. So anytime they foul Belarus, they will go to the line. But they have to make sure this is the time that free throws are so important. And he takes out Endur. 1 minute 41 seconds. Come on, coach. Keep your MVP in the game.
Clearly something's not right with Endur.
Maybe they're just trying to keep her minutes down, but she's the only one who's a guaranteed bucket. But so is Dominguez, or Uvena here.
Dominguez pulls up at the elbow, short. Now Liktorovich. Shot here will be huge for Belarus. It would be massive. Opening game for both teams in the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. Bentley open for 3. Boy, Spain ride their luck there. Now Uvenia again. Oh, it opens up for her, and she drives in and ties it with a layup. Now Spain need to stop. We're in the final minute. Drasova.
Popova is exactly where you want to go.
Popova gets blocked by Gill. Uvenia open floor. And does the wise thing because she didn't have numbers.
Horns.
Oh boy. White knuckle time, baby. 49-49. Uvenia. And now just a couple of second differential on the game clock and the shot clock. And they have called a foul on Laura Gill, which puts Belarus on the line.
She didn't need to foul, Jeff.
No, she did not. Going for the rebound.
And timeout. Spain want to talk about it. I'm going to stand up for the last few seconds. Jeff, are you going to join me?
Stretch the legs.
Yeah. Come on, get your steps in.
I don't want to block our spectators behind us. But anyway. Nervous moments, without a doubt, for Spain and Belarus. I suppose in this situation, you'd much rather be in Belarus's. Although these are going to be pressure free throws.
Yeah, I think actually, my Spanish pronunciation. No. I know who I'm talking about. She fouled, but then she got really mad at herself and hit the floor because she then realized, I don't think she knew that her team
was over the limit.
Yeah. And that's a free ride to the free throw line. But can Popova hit her free throws? That is going to be the question.
Well, she can, but will she hit her free throws? She's 2 for 2 so far in the game.
Is she?
And Belarus are 8 of 12.
Probably the best stat from this game.
It's incredible that Spain are 5 of 15 from three-point range compared to 1 of 13 for Belarus. Will Belarus sit back and play defense?
Yeah, and here's Urbina, no doubt, will probably be highlights.
So she's done what she had to do to keep Spain in it, although she did just miss a jumper. Here's Popova, pressure, no pressure, just nothing but net.
Yeah, doesn't faze her. No worries, Spanish fans, you can bang all you like.
Boy,
ice.
That really was. Urbina brings it up. Belarus have never beaten Spain in the EuroBasket. They're on the cusp of doing that. Will Spain look for a three? Will they try to go down low? Here's Rodriguez. Nowhere to go. She tries to get it. They turn it over. No, they keep possession.
10 seconds on the clock and then 9 seconds on the shot clock, so 1 second difference.
This is where you have to make sure you got your inbounds plays correct. Might they get a layup? They try to inbound it, they do. And they do call a foul! Unbelievable. If she had made that shot, she would have gone to the line for the go-ahead. Look at this. Tarasova with the foul, so pressure free throws now for Urbina, who's taken center stage really in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, she stepped up. And she hits the first. I don't know if I can hack her overtime, Jeff.
Yeah, this is back-to-back.
Back-to-back overtimes for us, ladies and gentlemen, as Urbina hits both.
And now Belarus, well,
do they advance the ball here? Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's 8.7 seconds left, and again, it's almost un milagro para España that they have survived this far. They have had a struggle. It's a miracle. But again, you look at those numbers for Belarus, 1 of 13 from deep, 45.24% inside the arc.
Interesting to see what they draw out. They've got plenty of time. 8.7 seconds is a lot of time in basketball to get a good play up. As, there you see Popova with 19 points. She definitely has, lived up to the expectations. We spoke about her at the beginning for a player to watch. So do you go to her at this moment, or do you use her as a decoy, Jeff? What would you do?
I tend to like Liktorovich in these situations.
Yeah? Okay.
She tends to do crazy things. She's the Belarusian version of Laya Palau, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
You have a lot of options. So Gil in the game. It's going to be Liktorovich, guarded by Conde, who's in the game. Casas also in the quick hands. What's the play? Liktorovich, see if she gets it back. Notice the handoff to Bentley. Shot clock winding down. She makes the trap. She gets a little bit of space. She puts it up. Oh! She's made the shot. Urbina! It's the backboard. It is heartbreak for Spain. What a shot, Bentley. She was able to get loose. Look at the celebrations from Belarus for the first time ever. They had beaten Spain in the EuroBasket, and this is not what Spanish basketball expected tonight, to be upset on their home floor by Belarus. Belarus win it 53-51.
A tremendous game by Belarus to stay calm and collective the whole time. Did not care that Spain made their little run here. We see Bentley come down, wide open, lovely jump shot. That is beautiful from her, nothing but net. And I'm happy for Belarus. I do think they were the better team tonight, Jeff. I honestly do. Great there, nothing. Pops it up. Lovely splash. And they're cheering. That is such a great picture there of Belarus. They know how big this is because they have never beaten Spain. And not only have you beaten Spain, you've beaten them here in Valencia on their home floor.
And now you've got the inside track to a top 3 finish.
And for me, sorry, I'm just going to do the stats, which I shouldn't even need to do because 29% that when Spain goes home and talks about this game is where they left this game here. 39 rebounds and 42 for Belarus. For me, and there Popova, I thought she had a great game. Andor spent too much time on the bench, but who knows why that reason is. But every time she came on, she was effective. But in my opinion, Spain left it at those 2-point lines. And here we'll see the highlights of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I think it's really, you're right. I mean, it's you can't shoot sub 30% overall.
No.
And expect to win.
Expect to win 1, and 2, you know what, I just think, like I've said in our previous games earlier on today, with this tournament, you have to have a short memory, right? And this is a really sucky loss for Spain. Not only are they, you know, as they lose to a jump shot and maybe could have gone into overtime, but you have to learn. We can be better. And you know what's great about what they have to improve? It's just layups. It's not like they have to pick something crazy out of the sky. It's just concentrate, relax, and let's make more layups. And that's it. And that's the game.
And they have been in tough situations. A lot of these players, you'll remember at the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup after they were upset. Well, they lost to Belarus, they lost to Belgium, but then they lost by such a margin that they had to go through the qualification for the quarterfinals. This is a different type of pressure because I've never seen a Spanish team, I don't think ever,
to look like
struggle
this.
like this. Yeah. And if you had asked me before the day, I would have said,
absolutely, Spain.
They're going to be a top 3 finish.
Yeah.
Now they have an awkward game tomorrow against Sweden.
Yeah, who are feeling confident. And if they've watched this game, I'm feeling even more confident.
Yeah, and the same for Slovakia.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. You know, there are no gimmies for Spain. It's not a great moment for them. And this is a team also that's trying to get ready for the Olympics. It's a right tough situation.
Yeah. But hats off to Belarus. I thought they played a tremendous, solid game. Nothing too crazy. They also missed a lot of layups, so they'll go home tonight and watch that film and say, hey, guys, we could be better also, you know? But still, an ugly win, but they got it done. Bentley right there at the end just was a solid play. But both teams can definitely be better. They probably won't be happy, but Belarus gets the win, gets the dub here in Spain. Big upset.
I mean, you've got to give them credit, and you know, we all know that Belarus as a country has had a very difficult time.
Yeah.
We know that a lot of the players that have been involved in this Belarusian national team have had a very difficult time in these difficult times in Belarus.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that you remember some of those players for what they've done for Belarusian basketball over the years, and as a Belarusian basketball fan, you celebrate this as really a famous win.
It is.
Knocking off the 2-time defending champions. You look at game day 1, Group A, Sweden and Belarus up at the top, Spain and Slovakia 0-1, and wow, what a finish to a crazy opening day here in Valencia, Spain.
Fantastic. I'm glad to be back here with fans and a fantastic basketball, Jeff, and we've got another day tomorrow.
Absolutely. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. We've had 4 games, and we certainly finished with a game that we didn't expect. Congratulations to Belarus. They beat Spain for the first time ever in the FIBA Women's EuroBasket, 53-51. It's only one day that's been played, folks.
Right.
A long way to go. Thanks for watching.
Good night.